Okay, let's just jump straight in. We're going to break down a system that made an absolute fortune on YouTube. And the wild part, it was all done without a camera, without fancy lights, without ever showing a single face.
So let me ask you this. Could you make $500,000 on YouTube without ever, and I mean ever, showing your face? It kind of sounds like a pipe dream, right? But believe me, we're about to look at a case study that proves it's the real deal. And get this number, we're talking about $500,000. But here's the kicker, the part that's truly mind-blowing. It all happened in just 90 days. I mean, come on, that's not just good. That's a finely tuned machine running at full throttle.
Look, it's so important to get this straight. This wasn't some lucky break, you know? Not a one-hit wonder viral video. The quote here really hits the nail on the head. This isn't a fluke. It's proof that faceless YouTube channels can be built like real businesses. So we're not talking about a lottery ticket here. We're talking about a blueprint, a repeatable system.
All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll uncover that $500,000 secret. Then, we'll get into the strategy, the automation, how to make addictive content, and finally, how to scale the whole thing up. Let's do it.
All right, section 1, the $500,000 faceless secret. So how on earth did Noah Morris build this incredible content machine? Well, the secret, it's not some magic button or a hidden hack. It's the system itself. A 4-phase blueprint that was just executed flawlessly, all designed for massive profit and scale. And we are going to dissect that exact blueprint starting right now.
And that brings us to phase 1, the foundational strategy. You know, this is where it all begins. This is not about just throwing videos at the wall and hoping something sticks. No way. This is about making smart, deliberate choices from the very beginning, planning for profit just like a real business.
So it all boils down to 2 crucial first steps. Step 1, pick a niche that pays. Now the strategy here isn't follow your passion, it's follow the eyeballs. You got to go where people are already completely obsessed. Think true crime, celebrity gossip, wild unsolved mysteries. Then, step 2 is to research like a detective. This is key. It's not about guessing, it's about digging into the data with tools like vidIQ to find those sweet spots, topics with tons of searches, but not a ton of competition. You're finding out exactly what people are dying to watch.
Okay, now we get to the part that really changes the game. The part that unlocks explosive growth, the automation engine. This is phase 2. This is where you graduate from being just a creator to becoming the architect of a system built to scale. It's how one person, Noah, turned into a full-blown content factory.
And I love this quote because it perfectly captures the mindset you need. Think Tony Stark, but for YouTube, right? It's not about you being in the trenches doing every single thing yourself. It's about you being the genius behind it all, outsourcing the nuts and bolts, the scripts, the editing, the voiceovers, so that you can focus on the master plan. And you can see the difference right here. The old way, you try to do everything yourself. What happens? You burn out, and growth is just painfully slow. But the system, it's all about automating and outsourcing. And that lets you scale way faster, and more importantly, it lets you put your brain power where it matters most, on the strategy.
So, okay, the money starts coming in. What's next? Well, the next logical step is to build your crew. We're talking a small, killer team. You need a great scriptwriter to tell the story, a sharp editor to make it pop, and a thumbnail designer, because that first click is absolutely everything.
All right, so we've got our game plan. We've got our team. Now it's time to talk about the actual product, the videos themselves. This is phase 3, crafting binge-worthy content. This is the heart and soul of the whole operation. And just look at this ROI. It's insane. You don't need a massive Hollywood budget. We're talking about a smart investment, maybe $200 or $300 a video, that can bring back $20,000. The lesson here is crystal clear. Great storytelling pays off in a huge way.
The goal? It's simple, but it's everything. Make content that people literally cannot scroll past. And how do you do that? You tap into what's already buzzing. You tell stories that grab people and don't let go. You know those unsolved heists, the latest celebrity drama, stories that come with built-in suspense and make people go, whoa, what happens next?
And this leads me to something that so many creators just get wrong, or they ignore it completely. In this system, you have to treat SEO like it's your secret weapon, your superpower. It's not some boring chore you do at the end. No, it's baked into the strategy right from the start. Because in this system, SEO isn't just about jamming keywords into a title. It's way smarter than that. Think of it like a roadmap that leads viewers right to your doorstep.
So instead of a lazy title like, I don't know, Crazy High Story, the system demands something irresistible, something specific, like the unsolved $50 million diamond heist you've never heard of. See the difference? Every single word is intentional, pulling the viewer in.
Okay, on to the final phase. Phase 4, scaling the system. This is where things get really exciting. This is how you take that little snowball of momentum you've built and turn it into an absolute avalanche.
So what's the #1 rule of scaling? It's consistency. It's so simple, but so many people fail here. I love this line, one video doesn't change your life, 50 might. You have to show up again and again. You've got to keep feeding that YouTube algorithm on a regular schedule. It's hungry for momentum, and consistency is its favorite food.
And this quote just nails the mindset you need. He checked analytics like a trader checks stocks. You see, this isn't a passive hobby. You have to be obsessed with the data. When you see a topic or a video style blowing up, you double down on it, hard. If something flops, you pivot away, fast. Those numbers are your command center, telling you exactly what to do next.
And it all comes together in this incredibly powerful growth loop. Think about it. Step 1, you make money from the videos. Step 2, and this part is absolutely crucial, you don't just pocket it all. You reinvest it into better quality, better scripts, better editing, more automation. And what does that lead to? Step 3, an explosion in growth. It's a cycle that just keeps feeding itself, getting bigger and faster each time.
So, as we wrap things up here, if you take away just one thing, let it be this. This whole story, it's not about luck, it's about leverage. This faceless YouTube thing isn't some gimmick or a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a legitimate, powerful business system.
And that really brings us to the final thought. We've laid out the entire system for you. This is the blueprint for building a faceless content machine that actually works. So, the only question left to ask is, are you going to work it?